Welcome back to part 2 of this explainer. Last time, we got those initial drafts down for your brand's mission, vision, and core values. If you haven't gone through that first part yet, you might want to check it out, because today, we're taking those raw drafts and making them infinitely stronger. We are going to refine that foundation using the power of AI.
Okay, let's be real for a second. You have your drafts in hand, but before you go building an entire brand identity on top of them, we need to ask a really tough question. Are they truly unique and inspiring, or are they just, well, average? It's so easy to write a mission statement that sounds like literally every other company in your niche. We need to find out exactly where your drafts stand before we move forward.
To do this, we're going to put your statements through what I like to call an AI assembly line. It's a 3-step process. Evaluate in Gemini, cross-check in Perplexity, and rewrite in ChatGPT. Think of Gemini and Perplexity as your strict quality assurance testers, and ChatGPT as the heavy machinery that actually implements the fixes.
Section 1. The Evaluation Prompt, your AI quality assurance.
To kick off this QA process, you need the perfect prompt. You'll want to copy and paste this exact text into Gemini, right alongside your drafted mission, vision, and core values. By explicitly asking the AI to rate clarity, uniqueness, and inspiration, you're not just getting some vague opinion. You're demanding a highly structured, objective critique.
Section 2. Scoring with AI tools. Time to find those weak spots.
Gemini is going to act as your first judge. It evaluates your statements based purely on these 3 metrics. It looks at how clear your message is, how uniquely it positions your brand, and how inspiring those words actually feel. Then, it generates a hard score out of 10 for each category and suggests improvements based on those exact parameters.
So for example, Gemini might score your drafts pretty highly right out of the gate. Maybe you get a 9 in clarity, a 9 in inspiration, but an 8 in uniqueness. If your scores are already up there, it means you might not need a ton of major changes. But if the AI drops a really solid suggestion, you absolutely want to consider it.
But listen, it's always best practice to get a second opinion, right? You wouldn't rely on just one human editor for a massive publication, so don't rely on just one AI model. You're going to repeat the exact same process. Same prompt, same original drafts, but this time, run it all through Perplexity AI.
And here is where things get interesting. Perplexity might be a much harsher critic. It might agree that your clarity is a 9 and maybe inspiration takes a tiny dip to an 8, but suddenly your uniqueness score plummets all the way down to a 6.5. Different AI models weigh language differently, and Perplexity just flagged a major vulnerability in your messaging.
Now you have actionable data. Instead of just kind of guessing if your mission statement is good enough, you have hard numbers proving that uniqueness is the weak spot holding your brand foundation back. You know exactly what needs fixing.
Section 3. ChatGPT iteration and rewriting, polishing to perfection.
This is where we move your statements out of the QA department and straight onto the manufacturing floor. You're going to open ChatGPT and feed that critical feedback from Perplexity right into it. Tell it to boost that lagging uniqueness score without losing the clarity and inspiration you've already nailed. You're literally using one AI to fix the exact problems identified by another.
ChatGPT gets to work rewriting those statements under your specific constraints. And just like that, your uniqueness score jumps. What was a mediocre 6.5 transforms into a highly competitive 8.5, or maybe even a 9. The language is suddenly sharper, it's distinct, and it's completely tailored to stand out. And hey, you don't have to stop after just one round. You can iterate until it's perfect. Run this continuous feedback loop a few more times. Put the new version back through the evaluators, take their notes, and have ChatGPT refine it again. Just let the AI polish those words until they absolutely shine.
Finally, Section 4. Your strong brand foundation, ready for the real world.
The end result of this whole assembly line is a set of professionally written, incredibly inspiring, and genuinely unique foundational statements. These aren't just words on a page anymore. They become the rock-solid foundation for all your future marketing campaigns, your website copy, your social media strategy, and even your biggest business decisions. They dictate the true direction of your brand.
Now, if you're finding this process as fascinating as I do, and you want to dive deeper into practical, step-by-step branding and high-income skills, you've got to check out digitalproductforge.online. There's some fantastic beginner to advanced courses over there to help you keep growing. Congratulations on locking in your core messaging. You've taken raw ideas and engineered them into a powerful, tested brand identity. So I want to leave you with this. Now that you have this incredibly strong AI-optimized foundation in place, what will your next big business decision be? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and keep building.